Okay, guys, so after cutting this dress, after cutting the lace, the material we'll need, after cutting out everything, the next thing I did, I also cut the back as well. I went ahead to cut the back, and after cutting it, I'll be using my um soft gum on it. I'll be using my soft gum on it. I'll be using this rough side is what I'll be placing on my satin. I'll place it on my satin and iron it to the satin so that my clothes won't be too light. That's the essence of this hem gum, this soft gum. I'll be using it for the front and for the back of it too. So I'll place the rough side on the satin to iron it. So this is the breast pad we are going to be using for this dress because she's busty. She's busty and I need something that will hold her firmly. She won't be using bra for this dress. So I went for this pad. I didn't use my normal breast pad you guys have been seeing here. I had to use this one so that her breast will be fit, like it will hold her very well. So I'll be using this my hemming gum on it. I'll put my hemming gum here. I'll just put my hemming gum on that breast wadding so that you see how I'll just make a video on that. That is, I'll show you what I did. So this is what I did here. I used my hemming gum, as you can see, it's all over that breast pad. I just had to put it like this and then place the right material, the satin on it, so that I'll iron on top of this satin. I'll iron directly on top of the satin so that it will gum, because that breast part does not have any gumming. It doesn't gum. You just have to use this hemming gum to gum it. It does not gum. So that's work of the hem gum. So I'll iron it and I'll do the same for the other sides. The way I placed it on this one, that's how I'll do it for the other side. So after doing it, see, it's very it has gummed. It can't go out, it can't pull out anymore. So the next thing I'll be doing now is to sew my lace on the satin. If you want, you can use this hemming gum as well beneath it, that is on the satin. Place your lace and iron it, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that in this for this dress. I'll just have to use my pin to secure it and sew on it. I'll use my pin to secure the lace, pin it down to the main material, to the satin, and sew on it just this way, just like this. So at this point I was done sewing. This is the center part of the front. I was done sewing. After sewing this, the next thing I'll be doing is to join my parts together, like sew them together like this. Make sure everything aligns, like let everything be equal. I'll top stitch there and then continue my sewing. So this is how it looks like after sewing. I've not yet ironed it and it's already looking nice. So the next thing I'll do after this is to iron it, and after ironing I'll also sew my lining to this dress. If you have watched to this point, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you, in case you're just seeing this particular video for the first time, and you're wondering where we started from or how do we achieve this cutting, it's already in my video, it's already in my channel, so you can go and look out for the part one of this video, and then you understand properly what we are doing here. This is the sewing part of this video. So at this point, I was done ironing the breast area. I was done ironing my parts, everything. Can you see how it's already looking? Like, one thing I love about this pad is how it carries, like it gives what it carries your body. Especially for those that are quite busty, this is the best part for you to use. Don't go and use the light one. Don't use the light, use this one. For because when this client came, she said she has never she that the problem she had with tailors was them getting her bust, like they don't get her bust correct. That is, the breast, the busty, the cup part doesn't fit. So that is the problem she has with most tailors. I told her not to worry, I know what to do, I know what to use for you, and that is what I used for her. It's expensive though. This part is expensive. This foam, I think I bought it for 2.5 half yard. Getting a yard will be 5,000. So I needed to use this one for her because she's busty and she needs something that will pack her bust very well, that will give her what she wants. So after joining my lining, I need to attach it to the main fabric and I will sew it down. So at this point, so this is the opening I left at this side for turnout. I'll be turning it out from that. I'll turn the front part from that opening I left there. So this is it. Can you see how rough this place is looking? It's looking so rough, and I don't like sewing on top of my lace. Like, I don't like sewing on top of my clothes. So this is what we're going to do. We use our hemming gum beneath it. We use our hemming gum. I'll flip this. I just flipped it over, turned it like this. Via that opening space I left to turn out this cloth, that is where I will pass my hemming gum through, so that I would iron the lining. Can you see how this lining is showing? It makes your work so rough, and I don't like sewing on top of my material. I don't like sewing at the front part of my material. After top stitching, I just use these things to iron down the lining, to put my lining in place so it won't come out at the upper part. It doesn't have to do with you didn't sew it well or it's excess line. No, it's normal. It's normal. When you're sewing, it's normal. It will definitely come out, especially if you're sewing lace material or thick mat. That is, it depends on the material you're working with. If you're using Ankara to do this, it won't be that. The lace, I don't think the lining, I don't think it will come out that much. It will just come out little. But I noticed that whenever you're making lace, it always comes out because I don't know. I don't know why, but it comes out. So this is the best solution for it. Instead of sewing on top at the outer part of your of the material, at the front part of the material, just use this thing to bring it down. Yes, use this thing to iron it flat, so it won't show, it won't come out. So after fixing these things, what I did next was to sprinkle water on it. I sprinkled water on it. That water enables it to iron quickly. And you know, this hemming gum doesn't need water. Once water touches it, it obeys. It obeys immediately. Like, it starts melting and it makes your ironing so easy. So I used water and I pressed. I had to shift this lace back. I have to take it back so that it won't come out at the upper part. It won't show. So while ironing, you take the lace, the lining, I mean, you take it back and make sure your clothes is properly aligned, like the front part of your dress. If not, it would rumple, like it will get rumpled, like it will get rumpled if you don't align it. So make sure it's properly aligned and iron on the lining very well so that it will stick to the hemming gum. And as we all can see, it's no longer showing. I still have to do some work at that part. It's no longer showing. It has been glued or stuck together. So that's it for this front part. See how neat and fine it's looking. After all this, iron the inside part as well. Oh, iron it very well. So this is the back part of this dress. So what I'll be doing at this back part is just to insert my dart measurement. I'll just insert my dart measurement. Your dart measurement for the back of your dress is your nipple to nipple divided into four. But in this case, taking I'll just go in by 6.5 because I started at this zipper part. I started at this zipper part, so I'm going in by 6.5. If I should minus my 1.5 inches there for my zipper, it will give me my 4.5, like my nipple to nipple measurement. So, and then I went down by 8. So that is how I took my back darts, and you have to sew in slant form. So this is the zip I use. I don't like using all these stone zip, big zips, because they don't last. They do not last. This one is better. Like, not as if this one is that perfect, but it's fair enough. It won't disappoint you. That's why I make use of this zip. I only make use of this invisible this zip. That is this big zips when the owner specifies that is when they really want that zip. I give it to them, and when they are wearing their clothes, I just pray it doesn't spoil in my shop. No, don't spoil. Don't just go with it, so that whenever it spoils you bring it back. You just have to pay for another zip, and I will then tell you the reason why you should use this one. Those fancy zip, they are just fancy, they are just there for fancy. It doesn't last at all. It doesn't last. You have to be very, very extremely careful with those zips. So the next thing I'll be doing now is to join the sides of my insert my size measurement and sew it. Then this is the sleeve part. I didn't video this while cutting it, so I had to use my paper to show you how I was able to cut out my sleeves. So my paper will be on fold. I'll be folding my paper like this, just the way you're seeing, just what you're seeing. I don't know why making a video on YouTube, for someone like me that find it difficult to do. Making a video on YouTube, I'll just be speaking what I don't know. I'll just be so many errors. But anyways, God do what God do. So at this point, at this part, this is my shoulder part. I just measured. You can take down your measurement if you want it. If you want it to be tight, you just take down your measurement of 5.5. Yeah, the half there is for the sewing allowance. Then see the way I slanted it, like it came down from the tip there. I slanted it down to this part and did the same thing here. Then I'll still have to join it together like this, so that both the up and the down part will have the same shape, like it will be in unison. So I don't know if you get this thing. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but in case you do not understand what I'm saying, just watch closely and see what I am doing. It gives a better understanding, right? So I used my pepper gum to iron. I used my pepper gum inside of that sleeve, like I ironed it inside before sewing the both sides. Then this thing I used here is the lace, the designs on the lace. I cut it out and used my hemming gum to iron it down to the sleeves. And after using my hemming gum on it, I still went ahead to sew it so that it won't pull out. So that is it for the sleeve. Then this is the neck part. Normally I would have allowed it that open the way it is on the picture we are working on. If you want it that way, this black thing you're seeing here, I would have just used it inside of the main fabric. I would have put it inside of the main fabric and also on the net. That is, I won't sew it on top of the fabric, but she doesn't want her bust to show, because when she came for fitting, she don't want her bust to be all that outside. So I had to extend my net so that it will cover up the front part of her bust. So after insert, I'll sew it like this. I'll sew the both sides also and turn it to the right side. And the measurement I took there was her shoulder measurement, her exact shoulder measurement this time around, and then the depth, the one we minus, the length we minused while cutting the down part of the material. That is the measurement I took, and I also went ahead to cut it for the back with extension of the zipper allowance. So this is how it looks on her. She's not wearing bra, she just wore this her half cut. She wore it while coming to fit her dress, and that is what she wore inside, like, to fit her dress, and it really came out nice. She loved it. Her bust was well packed as she wanted it. And can you notice the extension in this net? It's not like the one we saw earlier, because she doesn't want her bust to be that outside. She don't want to be the center of attraction on that day. So this is it. Hope you guys love this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, bye.